Hi, Gregg, Dave Boling, Seahawks headquarters the day after the Seahawks opened their season with a 12-10 escape over the Miami Dolphins. Big news of the day after here is that Russell Wilson is going to play on Sunday at the Los Angeles Rams despite a sprained ankle. That's what Pete Carroll said today. He said that Wilson was walking around as if nothing happened, as if 320-plus pound Ndamukong Suh didn't step on his right ankle yesterday in the third quarter, and that he's not wearing a boot, and he's actually even going to practice on Wednesday. So that's more positive than I think the Seahawks could even have expected.
But it's all speculation, you know. At this point, I think so much of it has to depend on how he comes back from practices. He might be able to rest it and ice it and all the things that he said he wants to do with it. But if it swells up again after a Wednesday practice, then that could be way more problematic, because then you question who plays in his place.
And the Seahawks are exploring an option of veteran quarterback to sign. Pete Carroll said they're exploring everything, and that wouldn't surprise me if they have a veteran quarterback here on Wednesday. Tavares Jackson's still unsigned, and he knows the offense better than any available veteran free agent out there. Of course, he was the starter in 2011 for Seattle, and Wilson's backup from 2012 until his contract ended in January. But Wilson, again, has never missed a practice, let alone a game, because of injury. This week will be a definite test of that. And heck, he's got 6 more days to drink recovery water and get healthy before.
You know what I think that we need to keep in mind is just what a tough kid this guy is. He's taken some shots, and he's taken a beating, and there have been times in certain games where it looked like Navarro Bowman was going to cut him in half or do serious damage, and J.J. Watt nailed him on the sidelines one time, and what happened was Russell bounced back up, and J.J. Watt had a broken, bloody nose. So, you know, I don't think we can dismiss the value of Russell Wilson's toughness in recovering from an injury.
The issue this week, of course, is that the Rams have always given the Seattle offensive line problems with their attacking defensive front, and Aaron Donald, and you can name a list of guys who have lived in Russell Wilson's kitchen in the last Rams-Seahawks games. And now you have an offensive line who has a backup right guard, and Jamarcus Webb is going to fill in for Jermaine Ifedi, it looks like, again this week. Ifedi's ankle's still sprained. Justin Britt is in his second NFL game as a center. And you have Wilson, who is less mobile than he's ever been for an NFL game, even if he does play.
And Rams defensive coordinator Gregg Williams will smell some blood in the water and will certainly send everybody after Wilson this week.
I'd say 100% is the blitz frequency on the Rams on Sunday against Wilson. We'll see how the immobility, I mean, his sprained ankle is not going to heal in 6 days. What else did we see yesterday? I thought the defense carried the day yet again, and I think it's going to be that way for the next month or so.
Absolutely, and there were, you know, some of the usual suspects who had big games that we would come to expect. I was really impressed with Jeremy Lane, playing physical and being so good at anticipating where the opposing offense was going to be going. I thought he was one of the best of these, I call them boomer come latelys, the guys who have joined along with the traditional core of the Legion of Boom and come in, and I think he really proved yesterday how strong he can play. I thought rookie Jaron Reed played very well at nose guard. You know, and some of those guys, and then Cassius Marsh obviously was someone who had a big impact as a rusher and also on special teams.
If you're into that Pro Football Focus analytics stuff, Deshaun Shedd was rated as the top-rated cornerback in coverage yesterday in the league. And the Seahawks were in nickel defense almost 85% of the time yesterday. That is a little higher than it ever was last year. Some of that was because there were a lot of one-back, three-wide receiver sets that Miami did. Los Angeles is probably going to do the same thing, and although they use tight ends more in multiple tight end sets. But Carroll said today, we're not going to be in nickel as much as we were yesterday throughout the season. But when they do, Lane inside and Shedd outside is proving to be a pretty good lineup for them.
You know, I thought another thing that fans were probably interested in, certainly the fantasy people, on the balance of plays between Christine Michael and Thomas Rawls. I thought Rawls looked good. He's obviously still working back into shape. I thought Michael had 2 good runs that were called back. But interestingly, when you look at the snap count, Christine Michael had 52 snaps to 22 for Thomas Rawls, but Michael had only 3 more carries, 15 to 12. So it was kind of interesting that they were using him step up as a blocking back and being more of the every down back.
12 carries, 32 yards for Rawls yesterday. Expect those carries and yards to go up as he gets healthier and the offensive line solidifies. Jimmy Graham had 17 snaps yesterday, 7 of them on the final drive. Pete Carroll said that Graham will also play more as he gets back from his knee surgery. In short, this just wasn't the full offense we're going to see, but they are what they are for the Rams game still, and this offensive line remains the question.
And if they keep winning games 12-10, they'll be fine with that.
Yes, they will.
And it may be the way they're going to have to win for a while, and just as last year. It took a while for the offensive line to gel and the offense to really get a feel for its identity, because it seems to change every year, and then somewhere around the midpoint they really get clicking and start rolling. That could be the case again this year.
One other health note, C.J. Prosise, the rookie third down running back, has a cracked bone in his hand instead of a wrist injury, Pete Carroll said. But Carroll said with a cast that Prosise will be able to play both this week and going forward. We'll be here all week. We'll be in the Coliseum on Sunday in Los Angeles as well. Thanks for watching.